Okay, so without further ado, let me start already. And for today class, our topic is Module 6, Recursion. And what about the things that we wanted to learn here? We wanted to learn what a recursion is, learn how to simulate and understand a program that implements recursion, know the difference between direct and indirect recursion, and learn different applications of recursion in solving programming problems. Okay? And yes, these are our topic for today. Ngayon, before we start with some of the details here sa PowerPoint natin, okay, let me discuss to you something. Let me open up the page. We know already what a recursion is, right? Ngayon ang tanong dito, ano ba natin siya maintindihan in such a way na we can relate it in our everyday life? Parang close to reality. Actually, what I'm about to discuss, hindi naman nangyayari sa reality. Pero, uh, this goes something like this. So, let's say for example, okay, this particular circle here, this is your state. Kunwari, nakahiga ka, nagbumuni-muni, yan yung state na sinasabi ko. Okay? Ngayon, syempre, habang nakahiga ka, nagmumuni-muni, okay, nakatulog ka. Okay? And when you fell asleep, okay, you are in another state, 'di ba? Kasi syempre, nakatulog ka eh. And basically, on that sleep, you are dreaming, Na ano, na nananaginip ka, no, in your sleep, no? Okay? And so, well, siguro ako ano man yung panaginip mo dito, okay? In your sleep, no, in your dream, at this particular state, nakatulog ka dito sa loob ng panaginip mo, no? Something like that. Although hindi naman siya nangyayari talaga. Although yes, it did happen to me, no? And it's a very very rare occasion na ganyan, no? Na in my sleep here, alam ko na nakatulog ako dito sa panaginip ko. Okay, but I'm here, no, sa in my dreams. And so, I am in another state, 'di ba? Nanaginip ako eh sa loob ng mismong panaginip ko. Okay? And then, syempre, on that particular dream, no? Naka ano na tayo. Okay. Nakatulog na tayo ulit sa panaginip natin. Nanaginip ulit tayo dito. I mean, nakatulog ulit tayo dito, no? So, nakatulog tayo. Okay? And saan tayo nakatulog? Siyempre, kung saan tayo dito sa panaginip natin, nakatulog ulit tayo. And so, we fell asleep again in our dream and nandito na tayo, no? On a different state. Biruin mo, ang lalim na. Okay? Tingnan nyo, class. On this particular sleep na meron tayo, at dito tayo nananaginip na ulit, nakadalawang tulog tayo sa panaginip natin. Ang tanong ko, no? Saan ka ba gigising? Doon ba sa reality agad? O saan ka nakatulog? 'Di ba? Although this is more of a psychological thing, 'di ba? The rule of law states something like kung saan ka nakatulog, doon ka dapat magigising, 'di ba? And so, dapat pag sa panaginip na to, nagising ako, saan ba ako nakatulog? From this dream, dito ako gigising. Okay? And nandito ako, no? At nung nagising ako dito, may nangyari, nagising ulit ako from this sleep. So, dito ako gigising. And from here, may nangyari na nagising ulit ako. Ano? And so, I'll be awake again. That's the time I can return to the reality. 'Di ba? And if you're going to take a look on this scenario, this is in a form of what data structure yung sinasabi ko. Anyone? What data structure is this? Kung saan ako nakatulog, doon ako gigising. Is it a queue or a stack? Ayun, binigay ko na sa inyo. Anyone? Hello, good morning. Anyone? Any wild guess?
Stock po ba, sir?
Oh yes, it's a stack. Kasi last in, first out. Kung saan ako huling nanaginip, doon ako gigising. Di ba? Last in, first out. And it's the same as if you are working on a CPU. Ang recursion, hindi gagana kung walang stack. Kaya, pag lumalim yan ng lumalim at hindi na tumigil, no? Kakatulog mo, nanaginip ka ulit, kakatulog mo, nanaginip ka ulit, kakatulog mo, nanaginip ka ulit. Okay? You will encounter this what you call stack overflow. Kasi gumagamit ng stack yung program natin to support a recursive routine. Okay? So, ganun siya, class. Now, that's how we should understand recursion on that particular perspective. And ang technical way of looking at it is that it uses a stack so that it can remember its last state. Kumbaga sa web browser, pag nag-back tayo, o nung naginip tayo, kung saan tayo nakatulog, doon tayo magigising. Pag sa web browser, nag-back ka, kung ano yung huling binisit mo na website, okay, doon ka mapupunta. O, di ba? That's basically it. Okay? And so, yan, no? That's how we should understand recursion. Okay? So, in a programming language, syempre, how does recursion is represented in a program? Okay? It's a function that calls itself. It's like a dream, no? It's like sleep. Okay? If you have a program such as this one, no? You have a program. If this is your function, okay, and you fell asleep. So, ito yung sleep na program mo, 'di ba? And inside your sleep, nakatulog ka ulit. 'Di ba? It's a recursive function. And pagpasok mo dito sa sleep ulit, nakatulog ka ulit. Okay? And pagpasok mo dito ulit, nakatulog ka na naman. Di ito ulit yon. Pagpasok mo dito, nakatulog ka ulit. Di ba? So, same principle lang yung in-explain ko kanina. Di ba? That's a recursive routine. So, moving forward, a recursive call is a function call in which the function being called is the same as the one making the call. No? And it's not there just to complicate things. Recursion is a powerful technique that can be used in the place of iteration. Okay? Because it also repeats, di ba? But the semantic is different. It uses stack to support its iteration. Okay? Parang yung panaginip. That's how it iterates. Pinapatulog ka ng pinapatulog. Pero sinisigurado naman niya na dapat kang gumising. Okay? So, medyo mabigat siya in terms of monitoring sa loob ng CPU natin. But ang kapalit naman nito, class, is it will simplify your code. Yun yung talagang purpose niya. So that the code, the way how we express ourselves using a source code, pag nasanay na kayo mag-recursion, it will turn out na mapapadali niya yung work for us. So recursion is a programming technique in which procedures and functions call themselves. Okay? So let's take a closer look on a recursive function that calls itself. Ito, void message. Okay? Let's try to open a program. Ito, tignan natin. Ito, nagbukas na tayo ng natin dito. We have a function called message. So, lagay na lang natin dito sa taas so we can avoid some doing of prototype. Void message. Sa message natin, ang nakalagay dito is that this is a recursive function. So, you have a cout. Okay? And this is a recursive function. Okay? So, you have that. Ayan. And what it does is it tries to call itself. And dito sa program natin, makikita natin, okay, we tried to call message, tatawagin niya to, and then ipiprint out niya sa screen and tatawagin niya ulit. So, ang question ko dito, no? Okay, can you see a problem with the function that we created? Meron bang problema? Anyone? Actually, yung, yeah, that's correct. Maglo-loop. No? Usually, ang term natin, maglo-loop. Because it's true. Okay, although it's not a loop, it's a recursive call, parang the behavior is like that. So, walang tigil. No? Parang, it's like, tingnan nyo, sleep. And then, nalagay ko dito, sleep. I'm going to sleep. So, matutulog ako ulit. Pagtulog ko, I'm going to sleep again. Okay? And basically, that's it. Diba? And so, if we are going to think about it, no? Let's now try to run the program. Okay? Message was not declared in the scope because ang ginamit na natin, sleep. Ayan. So, sleep. So, I'm going to run this program. Ayan, no? And what happened? It does not display anything. Oh, ayan. I'm sorry about that. So, hindi tumitigil, di ba? So, let me just close my antivirus here. Disable until computer is restarted. O, ayan. Makikita natin na it continuously prints I'm going to sleep. However, okay, it will be endless. Hindi, ayan na, no? Ayan. So, yeah, it's still moving. And I think I did run this 2 times. So, nag-terminate na I think yung una eh. Nag-stack overflow na yung una. No, but this will go endlessly. Okay, depending on how the operating system can handle yung stack na ginagawa nung function call dito. But every function call, okay, gumagamit siya ng stock memory. Okay? So, ayan na, tumigil na, no? At some point in time. And look, no, nag-stack overflow na yan. And look at the return value. 'Di ba? So, nag-terminate siya almost 1 minute. Nag-terminate na siya mag-isa kasi napuno na yung stock eh. And each function call, okay, sa loob ng program natin, okay, meron siyang activation record. And syempre, yung record, nakasave sa memory yon sa loob ng stack. And that's how simple we can define a recursive routine. No? So, the function is like an infinite loop. Okay? And much like a loop, we need to stop it somehow. 'Di ba? And we need to control how many times do we want it to loop. And so, we tried this one. No? Siyempre, looking at this example, we are checking every time na we are calling this function again. We wanted to check if the times is greater than 0. In this scenario class, ang tawag natin sa part ng condition where we wanted to terminate a recursive call is it is called the base case. Yan. So dapat yung logic natin, kung ano yung pinang-monitor natin ng base case natin, dapat palapit tayo ng palapit sa base case. Okay? So, kung titingnan natin, every time na tinatawag natin si message times minus 1, okay? Di ba nagsasubtract tayo ng 1 kay times? Kunyari, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. O, pagdating na ng 0, is 0 greater than 0? False, di ba? So, hindi na niya tatawagin si message. It will call return. Okay? So, tingnan natin dito. Okay? Ano pa nangyari dito sa recursion natin na to, no? Yung message na sinasabi natin. Okay. Ganito yan. So, look. What I'm going to do here is I'll modify this code na meron tayong times, no? And maglalagay tayo ng if example dito, much like in our lecture, times greater than 0. Okay? So if it's still greater than 0, sige lang, no? What you can do is basically, no? You go to sleep again. Okay? So, sleep, but this time, since nakatulog ka na ng isa, okay, bawasan na natin ng isa pa. That's why we have times minus 1. Much like in our lecture. Okay? And then, otherwise, okay, if hindi na, it's false, no? You could, well, hindi naman may execute tong return eh. So, you could return already. Okay? You could return from the tawag dito. From the calling function that you have. Okay? And so, if we are to look at this particular example, tingnan na natin, no? I want you to sleep, sabihin natin 3 times lang. Okay? Para hindi naman masyado mahaba i-explain. 3 times lang. Kanina kasi 5, no? And I'll be running this program. Kung titingnan ninyo, yeah, we were able to display I'm going to sleep 5 times. 3 times. So, na-control na natin siya. And we were successful in achieving the base case. Ito yung base case natin. Okay? And ang technique nito, you make something, no? Parang to be nearing as much as possible to the base case. So, pag ang logic natin, hindi tayo palapit sa base case, no? Para mag-terminate, medyo may problema tayo doon. No? May problema tayo sa logic natin, no? Dahil hindi natin maabot yung base case. So, how can you represent this, no? In a program or in a diagram para mas maintindihan natin. So, ito yung code natin, nakikita natin sa kaliwa. Okay, so we have a main function here. Oh, ito si main, ha? Sorry. I need a circle, please. Ayan. So, ayan. Yan si main, ha? And then, tinawag ko si sleep. Okay, so, sa madaling salita, na naginip ako, okay, tinawag ko si sleep. And what is the value of times here? The value of times here is actually 3. Okay? So, is 3 greater than 0? Okay, yes. So, sabi niya, I'm going to sleep. No? So, technically, okay, once I'm going to sleep is printed, okay, tatawagin, matutulog ulit siya, no? Kasi tatawagin niya ulit si sleep eh. Okay? It will try to call sleep again. So, dito siya, di ba? Ano ba yung sinabi natin? Kung saan tayo na nag-iinip, kung saan tayo natulog, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, what we have here, okay, is that we tried to sleep again, no? Which is basically, okay, 2, yung times natin. And is 2 greater than 0? Yes. And then I'm going to sleep again. Okay? So, meron na naman tayo dito, no? And ang target natin dito is, ayan. So, naging 1 na. Is 1 greater than 0? Yes. So, mapiprint na naman. Notice, ilan na yung na-print natin I'm going to sleep? 1, 2, tsaka 3. Because it's still greater than 0. And so, wag niyong iisipin na tumigil na tayo sa 1. Kasi is 1 greater than 0? No? Is 1 greater than 0? Yes. And so, what will happen here is that magkakaroon na naman tayo ng isang, bakit naging ano? Yan. So, magkakaroon na naman tayo ng isa pang circle dito signifying another call to time. So, ilang beses tinawag si times sa diagram natin? Actually, 4. Okay, but this time, yung times mo, it's 0. O, di ba? Nandito na tayo. Is 0 greater than 0? False. Sabi niya. Nandito tayo, class, ha? We are actually here. Okay? And we are evaluating the program here sa last circle natin. Is 0 greater than 0? It's false. So since it's false, ano mangyayari? Ayan, no? So return, 'di ba? That's the part nagbabalik na siya sa tawag dito sa code natin. Okay? And so, looking at this, if times is greater than 0 and it's false already, okay, sa return siya pupunta. Because return, hindi porket nakita nyo return, hindi na siya command sa program natin. It's a command. So, when you say return, kung saan siya nakakabit, dun siya magre-return. Okay, so saan siya nakalagay? 'Di ba? 1, 'di ba? Oh. Pag nag-return ka dito, okay, saan siya nakalagay? Oh, sa 2. Pag nag-return ka, saan siya nakalagay? 3. Okay, and so bumalik na tayo. Okay? So take a closer look, no? That's why ganyan 'yung nangyari. No? Na I want you to see it internally. Bakit kahit ganito kasimpleng example, gusto ko maintindihan ninyo. Ano yung nangyari dito sa recursive routine natin? Okay? Kasi kung itong part hindi natin siya maiintindihan, paano pa yung yung mga susunod na example, 'di ba? So ang gagawin ninyo, hindi niyo na lang papakinggan dahil hindi niyo na maintindihan, 'di ba? Yeah, that's why kahit ganito kasimple lang yung example natin, pinapaintindi ko sa inyo. Okay? And alam nyo ba, yung algo ninyo next term, puro recursion yun. And that's why you need to have a strong grounding on this. Hindi pa ito yung totoong algorithm. Nasa data structures, although ang title ng course nyo is Data Structures and Algorithm, okay, just may yung algorithm next term, puro ganito. Okay? Kasi nga, because of, we wanted to simplify the code. So, moving forward with this, since alam na natin yung behavior ng code natin, okay, yan. So, it passes times -1 hanggang marating niya yung base case. Okay, so since we have a base case which is less than 0, narating na niya, okay, nag-negative na eh. 'Di ba? So, return na. No? Return na yung function natin. And yeah, so basically, this is the explanation of that. Ano? Ayan. Sinimplehan ko lang, ginawa kong 3 lang para hindi na masyadong malalim na katulad nito na nakikita natin. Okay, and nirelate ko yung nirelate ko na lang yung tawag dito, yung example natin na sleep. So tingnan nyo naman to. Okay, itong example na to. This one. Okay. So after the base case, okay, after the base case ng if, instead na return, okay, meron pa siyang ginagawa. Okay, so lagyan natin. Okay, lagyan natin yung code natin dito. So, imbes na return, okay, ang lalagay ko, I woke up. Okay? I woke up. Ay, ano ba to? At level times. Tingnan natin. Okay. Then, I am about to return already. Okay. Yan. I'm about to wake up already. Yan. O, ito yung natin example natin. Pero this time, walang return. Okay? Kasi once the function is done, it will automatically return. Okay? And so, pag yun ang nangyari at wala ka namang ibang gagawin na kung hindi bumalik doon sa kung saan tinawag yung function mo, it's optional kung wala ka naman talagang ibabalik to return, no? To use the return keyword, optional. And yung kanina, it's explicitly defined. Kaya tinatanong ko sa inyo, ano yung nagpa-return? Eh dito wala naman. Wala nang return value. So, logically, it will return itself back to the calling function. Okay? So, class, it's really important that you understand this. Ngayon, okay, let's now try to explain this. Calling again sleep 3. Look at the behavior. Let me close this one para lumuwag ng konti. So, I'm going to run the program. Okay, take a closer look on the output. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. Okay, yan yung recursive call kanina. Okay, take a closer look. No? I'm about to wake up. I woke up at level 0. I'm about to wake up already. I woke up at level 1. I am about to wake up already. I woke up at level 2. No? And I am about to wake up already, and so on and so forth. And bakit ganyan yung output niya? Let me explain to you in a diagram. Okay? Let's say, for example, class, okay, na let me create a new diagram na lang para malinis. Ayan, no? We tried to call sleep 3 times, di ba? So, this is our main function, and we tried to call sleep the first time. Okay, this time, okay, having the value of 3 sa times natin. Okay, and tinawag natin syempre si main. Ayan. So, looking at the code here, is 3 greater than 0? Yes. So, sabi sa output natin, okay, makikita ninyo, Let me also display the output. Ayan, no? Let me display the output and our paint here. Ayan. Makikita nyo dito that the first output here is I'm going to sleep. 'Di ba? And so, looking at the thing here na I'm going to sleep, tinawag niya ulit si sleep minus 1. And so, nagkaroon ako ng circle ulit dito. 'Di ba? That's our understanding. Pero the question here is that the times is 2. Nung nandito tayo sa class, sa number 3. Okay? So nandiyan dyan tayo, 'di ba? Sa number 3 tayo in our source code. Bumababa tayo sa I woke up at level? 'Di ba hindi? Kasi from here, umikot na ulit tayo sa sleep. So ibig sabihin naiwan ito. Okay? So pag sinabi mong naiwan, okay, this part na naiwan is at the waiting state. Nakalutang lang yan. Okay? Kasi, ayan, tignan nyo ha. Okay. Dito sa, sa part natin na to. Umikot kasi ako ulit from here sa sleep times minus 1. By recursing, may naiwan pa akong trabaho na kailangan kong balikan. Okay? So that's why naiwan siya. No? Pero babalikan din natin mamaya yan. So hanggang sa nangyari dito, tinawag natin si 2, no? Tinawag natin si 1, and then tinawag natin si 0. Much like what we did earlier. So tinawag natin si 1, and then we have now, of course, okay? And then we have 0. So kung titingnan natin class, nung nakay 2 na tayo, naiwan na naman. No? So we have a question mark here. Our business is not done yet. Okay? Kaya may question mark. May naiwan tayong trabaho. Yes, may naiwan akong trabaho. Yung I woke up at level. May naiwan akong trabaho. Yes. Dahil kailangan kong pumunta kay 0. Okay? Ngayon, kay 0 na ako. Is 0 greater than 0? It's false. Saan ako pupunta pag false yung yung statement ko dito? 'Di ba sa I woke up at level? Dahil hindi na ako iikot ulit. Kaya kita niyo yung unang output niya. I woke up at level 0. Okay? Kasi yung times natin dito, nasa 0 tayo. Kaya yun yung unang output niya, hindi yung number 3. Okay? Na unang tinawag natin. I woke up at level 0. Dito ako gigising sa level 0. And I am about to wake up already. Look, nung natapos ko to, I'm about to wake up already. I'm going to return already to this one, di ba? Kung saan huling iniwan natin. And ano yung huling iniwan natin sa kanya? Itong I woke up at level, hindi natin na-print. So, print niya susunod. I woke up at level 1. And I am about to wake up already. Okay, nandito na tayo. I woke up at level 2. Okay, and I am about to wake up already. Okay? And tingnan niyo susunod na output. I woke up at level 3 kasi nandito na tayo eh. I woke up at level 3 and I'm about to wake up already. Before going here and then exit na yung program natin. So, pag may iniiwan ka, in other words, pag may iniwan ka in a recursive call, kailangan mo talagang balikan. Okay? That is a holy rule, no? Na pag meron kang iniwan sa loob ng recursive call mo, no matter what happens, kailangan mong balikan. Kasi nakaipit sila sa loob pa ng stack. At hindi ka makakalabas ng stack hanggat hindi natatapos ang function call natin. Okay? And that is basically class, no? The behavior when we have a recursive call. Okay? So may questions ba? Naintindihan nyo ba? And so that is the case, no, of the output here. Bakit nagkaganito yung output natin? And I'm just giving you a different example. So that, kasi dito ang dami kong i-explain, di ba? Because hanggang kailangan umabot tayo ng ano. But yeah, it's the same. Kaya kita nyo, ito yung huling tinawag, oh, yung zero. So siya, zero, may naiwan sa 1, may naiwan sa 2, may naiwan sa 3, may naiwan sa 4, may naiwan sa 5, bago nag-terminate yung program natin. Okay? So, a recursive function, as what we have said, is designed to terminate once it reaches the base case. You have found the solution already. Okay? So, dito naman, we have a numCars function. Okay? So, dito, hinahanap niya, okay, yung, ano bang ginagawa nito? Okay? The character to be searched, no? Sa loob ng program mo. Okay? And it returns the subscript of the search. Okay? So, in our example here, kung titingnan natin, kailan lang, no? Pag nakita niya na, let's say for example, okay, na we are at the end of the array, okay, it would return 0. Okay, ibig sabihin, hindi niya nakita yung hinahanap natin. Okay? And that's basically it, no? Yung condition natin dito. Kaya kung titingnan natin, let me copy this one, no? Yung how does it work. Ito, ang ginagawa nito, meron siyang hinahanap na character sa loob ng string natin. So, if we're going to test this program dito sa ano natin, ayan. So, we have if, then we have return 0. Else, ayan. Okay, and then return plus 1. Else, okay. Ano natin to? Okay. Return number of characters. Ayan, no? So, this is the base case. Ibig sabihin, pag na-reach mo na yung end ng string mo, tama na. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo nakita. That's how it is. Okay? Otherwise, keep on looking. Okay? So, tingnan natin ha, kung paano siya gumagana. And, I'm going to replace this with a function call. So, we have numCars. So, we have here, integer result is equal to numCars, yung ginawa nating program dito, numCars, ayan, numCars. Okay, ang ingay ng kapitbahay natin. So, hinahanap natin yung letter E, okay, hinahanap natin yung letter E sa loob ng Reginald. Okay? Yun yung parameter niya. And what is this subscript? The subscript, the starting subscript of the search. Okay? Ibig sabihin, simulan mo sa simula. Ayan. And tingnan natin. Kung makita natin. So, we have cout result. And then, we have NL. Hinahanap ko yung letter E sa loob ng Reginald and using a recursive routine. So, I'm going to run the program. And it seems like nakita niya sa index number 1, which is correct. No? Because letter E is located at this point, which is 0 and then 1. So, you have the index that has been returned to you. Now, ano kaya yung nangyari dito? No? Siyempre, looking at this program, let me look at this, no? Kuha tayo ng snipping tool dito. And then, we have this numCars here. Tapos, lagay natin siya sa, lagay natin siya sa, oops, what happened here? So, I'm sorry. Let me just copy Okay? And let me open the Paint. Ayan. So, File, New, don't save. Ayan. So, ano ba nangyari dito? If we are going to take a look at it. And dito, binala natin yung E, letter E. Dito, binala natin yung Reginald. Okay? Dito, binala natin, we wanted to start at 0. Diba? And that's basically why we have this function call na E, Reginald, and 0. So, the subscript value here is 0. Okay? Unang pasok niya, 0. Is 0 equal to null? No, it's not. Because we haven't reached the end of the array yet. Okay? And so, this is our array. Ayan yung array natin. Okay? And meron tayong, syempre, R, di ba? E sa loob ng array natin. G, I. Okay? And of course, so on and so forth. Okay? And each one of them, of course, naka-array yan. Okay? And alam naman natin na this one, this is index 0. This is index 1. This is index 2. Okay? And then this is index 3. Okay? So sabi niya, is str0, this is str, no? Yung buong Reginald, is str0, which is r, equal to 0, false. Okay? And so what will happen? Is str0, sabi niya, equal to search. And ano ba yung search? It's letter E. Is str0, which is r, equal to E? False. Diba? So, anong gagawin natin? Sabi niya dito, tatawagin ko ulit si numcars, which is E. Okay, yan yung hinahanap natin. Tapos si Reginald ulit yung pinasa natin. And this time, ang pinasa natin, 1. Kasi subscript plus 1 eh. Okay? So, ganyan ang nangyari. O, edi, ang nangyari dito, class, umikot na naman tayo dito. Ayan. Okay? Pero this time, ang value natin dito sa subscript, okay, 1 na. Okay? 1 na. Kasi tinawag natin siyang 1 dito eh. Okay? And wala na tayong iniwan, di ba? Notice, walang laman yung ilalim ng if natin dito. So, ito na yung pinakahuli, di ba? So, wala na tayong babalikan dyan. Okay? Technically. Kasi wala namang nakalagay sa ilalim eh. So, this time, subscript here is 1. Okay? Is subscript 1 equal to null? It's false. So, therefore, nandito tayo sa part na to. And ang question natin dito is subscript 1, okay, equal to E, yung search natin. And kung titingnan natin, ang subscript str1, yes, it is. Sabi natin, no? It is equal to search. So therefore, sabi niya, return 1. Okay? Plus numcars search subscript plus 1. Okay, so anong sinasabi dito? Okay? Anong sinasabi dito? Ang mangyayari, class, 'di ba match tayo dito, nag-true. Okay? Nag-true diyan ha. Tatawagin niya ulit yung numcars. Okay? Habang tinatawag niya yung numcars, class, plus 1 ng plus 1, okay, yung script natin. Okay, so magiging 2, magiging 3, magiging 4, magiging 5, okay, magiging 6. Mapapansin ninyo, okay, mapapansin ninyo, class, na after each numcars call, wala nang operation na ginagawa, di ba? So, ang purpose nito, okay, para lang umabot tayo dito. Okay? Pag umabot na tayo dyan, yung subscript natin is equal to null already, return 0. So, return 0 tayo ng return 0 hanggang marating na natin yung return 1 plus 0. Okay? So, itong part na to, yung part na yan, okay, walang ibang nire-return yan, okay, kung hindi zero. Ayan. Kasi wala na eh. Nag-true ka na eh. Oh. So, ayan. Okay? So, that what will happen in our search. And so, yun yung nangyari. Nag-return value na tayo. No? Ng 1. Kasi umabot na tayo eh. Okay? Umabot na tayo ng ng null. And so, that's the answer. Okay? We have a return value which is 1 already. Ayan. Okay? And kung titingnan natin, actually, this is quite inefficient. You know why? This will only work, kung mapapansin nyo, this will only work kung iisa lang yung letter E sa loob ng string natin. Okay? Kasi makikita nyo, kahit nahanap na natin, itutuloy pa din niya eh. Okay? Kaya kita nyo, pag, I think pinalitan ko to ng Reginalde. Okay? Reginalde. Okay, so dalawa ang letter E natin, Reginalde. So look at the output. Oh, 2. Okay? So ibig sabihin, no, in our logic here, no, nakita ka, actually hindi pala siya index, nakakita siya ng dalawang letter E sa loob. I'm sorry about that. O dagdagan natin, Reginalde. O dapat 3. Ayan, 3. See? And this is basically because of yeah, no? So we found 1. So hindi pala siya index. I'm sorry. I wanted to correct myself on that. Nalito kasi ako dahil subscript. So binibilang niya na ilang ang letter E. Ilan yung hinahanap mo sa loob ng string. Kaya inuubos niya. Okay? Inuubos niya hanggang huli. That's why. Okay? And that is what happened, no? On this particular example, which is numcars. So nakakita ako ng isang character sa loob ng string. O baka meron pa na natitira sa sa iba pang string natin. Kaya +1 ako ng +1. Nakakita ulit ako. So 1 na ulit 'yon, no? Plus numcars ulit, no? Titingnan ko hanggang hanggang umabot ako sa huli. Wala na, 'di ba? And so, since nag-return 1 ako, magpo+1 ako dito, no? So kung ilang beses ako nakapag-return 1, yun yung i-add niya. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Every time na nakakita ako ng letter E sa loob ng program natin. So, alam niyo yung class, kahit ganito kasimple, kahit ganito kasimple, makikita natin na kailangan natin balikan yung plus. Okay? Even though we were able to reach at the end. Okay? So, ayan. So, yan yung yung output natin. The letter D appears 4 times. And so, with that, meron tayong dinatawag na direct and indirect recursion. Okay? Pero hindi naman niya pinakita dito ano yung direct and indirect recursion. So, in direct and indirect recursion, ang sabi niya, this occurs when a function A calls function B, which in turn calls function A. So, anong ibig sabihin yan? So, if we have function here, okay, we have function A na sinasabi, sa loob, tinawag niya, okay, sa loob dito, tinawag niya si function B. Okay. Tapos, si function B, tinawag niya, okay, si function A. And this kind of recursion is indirect. Yung ginagawa natin, class, it's always direct recursion. And indirect recursion is very complex already. Mas mahirap mag-monitor ng indirect recursion. Kasi kung titingnan nyo, no, if you have an indirect recursion, okay, nawala na yung let me just open a pane. Yeah. So if you have an indirect recursion, so if this is A, tinatawag niya si B. Okay? Tapos si B, tatawagin niya ulit si A. Okay? Tapos si A, tatawagin niya ulit si B. Ayan, ganyan siya. Ay, sorry. Ganyan siya. And so, pag nag-return si B, okay, pag nag-return si B, kay A siya babalik. Ito. Pag nag-return si A, kay B siya babalik. Pag nag-return si B, kay A siya babalik. No, that's why it's quite complex. Okay, when you have this recursive routine. Okay? So, moving forward, no? A definition in which what is a recursive definition? Of course, meron kang base case. Okay, it's the case for which the solution can be stated non-recursively. Okay, that is where your recursive call terminates. And meron kang general inductive step case. The case for which the solution is expressed in smaller version of itself. So ito na yung uulit ka. Okay, another term for that is the inductive or the general step case. Baka kasi lumabas sa multiple choice, 'di ba? Yeah, that's why we have to be aware of those different kinds of definitions. And so, we have this, we can write another example is we can write a function called power. No, ayan. Kung titingnan natin, how we were able to solve this, yung power x and n. No, tingnan natin. In our program here, okay, let's take a closer look on this program. So you have here the power of ano ba yung variables na ginamit niya for the power. So we have x and n. Okay. So we have integer x. Okay. And you have integer n. So sa integer x and integer n, sabi niya, no? If n is equal to 1, then that's the base case. So if n is equal to 1, okay, sabi niya, return x. O otherwise, if not, our general or inductive case here is return x times power of x minus n minus 1. O, para umabot tayo sa base case. Yan. Okay? And so, if we are going to use this, that's the only program that we have here. Okay? We can call now power in our program. So, tingnan natin. No? Integer result, we have the power of, sabihin natin 2 raised to 3. Ayan. Tingnan natin what is the result. Yun, no? 2 raised to 3 is 8. And paano naman nangyari yon internally in our program? Let's take a closer look. Okay, dito sa internally para maintindihan natin anong nangyari. So, we have in our example here class, ayan. So, we have the main function. And then, tinawag ko si power. Having the value of 3. Okay. And having the value of 2 for x. Okay. And having the value of 3 naman for n. Okay. So, tinawag natin, okay, si power. Ayan. So, we tried to call the power. Is n equal to 1? Not yet. Diba? Kasi kung titingnan natin, in our, this is x. Okay? This is x. And this is n. Okay? And that's what you can see. N here is 3. And tingnan nyo. Is 3 equal to 1? False. Therefore, sabi niya, return x times power of xn minus 1. So, sabi niya, return x times what? Okay? Hindi niya ma-multiply class. Okay? It seems like x here, yung x dito, pwede niyang ma-solve. Kasi alam natin na 2 yung x dito eh. But multiplied by what? It's not yet done. So meron tayong waiting state dito. Okay? Na hindi niya ma-multiply. Kasi kailangan niyang tawagin si x n minus 1 ulit. And so what it did, ganon ang nangyari. No? So we have another function call here. Ayan. And on that function call, we passed x n minus 1. And we have 2 and n minus 1 is 2. Okay? So ganyan siya. Okay? Yung n lang ang nabawasan, but x is still the same. Okay? And the same principle. Is n equal to 1? Hindi pa eh. It's 2. So sabi niya, return 2 times, I'm sorry, I cannot multiply kasi you still have to call power x n minus 1. And that's the dilemma there. I cannot complete that operation. Okay? Teka, nawala na ng battery yung mouse natin. I'm sorry. So, ito, no? Yeah, we cannot complete that already. Okay, so I have to call again yung power xn minus 1. Kasi in our logic class, in our logic, n is not yet equal to 1. And so we have here another call. Okay, meron tayong call dito. Which is basically 2 and 1. Yan. So we have here yung line natin. Line 2 is 1. And ito na. Is n here equal to 1? Yes. O sabi niya, return x. And what is the value of x here? I-return ko daw yung x. So, the value of x in this state is 2, right? Ito, 2. So, yan yung ma-return natin dito. And pwede ko na siya ngayon i-multiply. 2 times 2. Okay? 2 times 2. Okay? So, 2. And then, I have a multiplication here 2. Nakompleto ko na. No? And 2 times 2, since na-multiply ko na, is 4. I'm going to return 4. Okay, ito, yung 4, since na-multiply ko na silang dalawa, ito, return x times the power of x n minus 1. Uy, makukompleto ko na. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, and since na-kompleto ko na, which is 2 times 4, no? Is 8. No? 2 times 4 is 8. And so, I can now go back directly to main. Dito, sa main natin. And sabihin ko na the result is 8. Ganyan. No? So, yan yung nangyari, class. When you have that kind of operation. Okay? So, ganun din ang nangyari when we are talking about return 1. Ayan. Iniintay kong matapos yung numcars na mahanap lahat ng letter E. Tapos kada hanap ko ng letter E, magpa-plus 1 ako na magpa-plus 1. Okay? Oh, it's the same principle that we have. Okay? So, yun ang nangyari, no? Sa power function natin na nakalagay dito. And yeah, that's one thing that we have there. Ganon din sa factorial class. Ayan, no? May naiiwan. Oh, look at the factorial. Let me show you. Okay? Sa factorial natin. So, looking at this, we have the factorial. Okay? Factorial. Let's say the factorial of 4 para mas konti lang. The factorial of 4 is, sabi natin, if num is greater than 0, no, ito yung base case. Yan. Return. Okay? Return num times the factorial of n minus 1. Ito, madali lang to. No? Kung nakuha niyo yung principle nung kanina. Ayan. Okay. Otherwise, sabi niya, return 1. So, yeah. So, we have return 1 dito. Okay? And so, let's now try to see what happened here. Pag sinabi natin factorial of 4, okay, what's the factorial of 4? 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Oops, may error ako. So, we have factorial of 4. Ayan. Ay, ano ba yan? This integer n. Okay. So, I'm going to run the program. If n, palitan ko na to. This should be n. Okay. So, let me run return n. Okay, let me run. Ayan. Factorial of 4 is 24. And how was that possible? O, tingnan natin. Okay, using our paint to simulate what happened. Okay, with that kind of example. Let me simulate. Let me create another paint program here. Ayan. And let's check. So we have here our main function, and then we have our first call to factorial, no? And our n value here is 4. Ayan. Is 4 greater than 0? Yes. So sabi niya, return n, which is 4, times the factorial of n minus 1. So hindi natin mamultiply. 'Di ba? Kasi kailangan niyang tawagin ulit si factorial n minus 1. And that is what we did. Okay? Since n minus 1, ang n natin dito is 3. Okay? And then, sabi niya, return 3 times the factorial of n minus 1. Eh, hindi natin alam. No? So, that's why we have to call again yung n minus 1 na factorial. And this time, the value of my n is 2. So, that's why I have here 2 times the factorial of what? Diba? Hindi pa rin natin masagot because nandito tayo parati class eh. Tawag tayo ng tawag. Ano? And so, in our diagram, no, what we have here, we still have to call, okay, the factorial. Ayan. And this time, since we have this kind of connection, okay, so medyo malalim na yung stack natin. Okay, and here is 1. Okay, sabi niya, is 1 greater than 0? Yes, 1 is greater than 0. So, we have to say 1 times the factorial of n minus 1. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kailangan pa pala natin ng isang call to the function of factorial. Ayan. And this time, n here is 0. Okay? Is n greater than 0? False. Saan ako pupunta? Return 1, sabi. So, ibig sabihin, class, ibig sabihin, okay, return 1. So, I can now multiply. Sabi niya, return 1 eh. So, 1 times 1 is 1. Oh, pwede na. No? 1 daw ang sagot. 1 times 1. Kasi, eto, natapos na natin eh. 1 times 1. So, pwede na tayong mag-return. 'Di ba? So, the value here is 1. Okay? So, what's the value here? 2 times 1 is 2. Pwede na tayong mag-return. 2 daw ang sagot dito. What is 3 times 2? 6. 'Di ba? So, we have 6. What is 6 times 4? Diba? It's 28. So, ang answer dito is 28. Ayan. So, that is what happened when you have the factorial. Again, hindi tayo makaproceed. Ano? Hindi tayo makaproceed class sa ano natin, sa factorial natin with that have in mind. Okay? So, yan ang nangyari diyan sa sample program natin. So, parating merong naiipit. Okay? So, yun class ha. And how about the greatest common divisor here? Okay? So, we have here greatest common divisor x and y. So, ano naman ang nangyari dito? Well, this is simple. Okay? Since alam nyo na kung ano yung nangyayari dito. Okay? Take a closer look on this example. We have two integers here. The value that we entered is 49 and 28. Okay? So, kung titingnan natin, we have 49 here. And then we have 28. Okay? 49 and 28. So, is 49. Okay? And 28. Okay? Modulus 28 is equal to 0. Di ba it's false? 49 over 28. Okay? So, unang pasok natin sa x and y, sa GCD x and y, is 49 and 28. Yan yung nangyari. Okay? However, it's false. Okay? So, we cannot return anything. And saan tayo pupunta? Dito. No? Okay? And anong sabi niya? GCD is y. Okay? O y. And modulus of x and y. Sabi niya. Okay? And so, what will happen here on our call here, pangalawa, GCD, okay, is yung y, 28. Di ba 28 yung y natin? And what is x modulus y? What is 49 modulus 28? O, 21, di ba? Kasi yun yung remainder eh. Di ba? 21. So, 28 and 21. No? So, yan yung ano natin. Okay? So, yung looking at this GCD, x modulus y, 49, okay, divided by 28, ang remainder niya kasi is 21. So, ang nangyari dito, we have 21. Okay? Para dun sa value natin dito. And it seems like it's not yet equal to 0. Okay? If we are to consider 28 modulus 21. So, tinawag ko ulit si GCD. This time, it's 21. Okay? And 21, kung titingnan natin, 28 modulus 21, you have a remainder of 7. Okay? So, that's why, ang nangyari dito, class, 21, okay, and then you have a modulo of 7. Ayan. So, yun na nangyari natin, ha? 21 over 7. O, tingnan nyo mabuti. So, since 21 over 7 na tayo, ang value nito is 21 tsaka 7, is 21 modulo 7 equal to 0. Yes. Okay, it's modulo, no? Wala nang remainder. Kasi, walang remainder eh. Diba? Divided by 3. No? 7 times 3 is 21. So, wala na siyang remainder. And return y. Okay? So, pag return natin, what is y here? 7. Oh, return dito, wala na. Okay, return dito, wala na rin. Okay, so, ang ni-return back sa program natin dito is the value of 7. Ganun siya. Okay? And basically, this is our stack sa greatest common divisor natin. You have to be accustomed, class, sa naiiwan na state parati. Okay? And yeah, that is what happened on this greatest common divisor. And so, look at this last example, the Fibonacci sequence. You know what a Fibonacci sequence is? Look, 0 plus 1 is 1. No, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13, 21, and 34, and so on and so forth. Okay? Ito, class, medyo kakaiba yung nangyari dito. Dalawa ang waiting state natin. Makinig mabuti, no? Kasi we have two recursive calls inside a recursive call. So medyo complex na to, but yeah, you can still I think you can still have this being followed, ano? Let me open up a Paint again para ma-demonstrate ko sa inyo. Yung pinakasimple lang, class, para hindi masyado malalim ang discussion natin. Sabihin na lang natin, what is the Fibonacci of 5? Okay? Let me run this first in our program. Okay? So let me just select this Fibonacci sequence here. Yan. And yeah, and paste it dito para we could test it. Okay? So we have if n is less than, then we would be returning 0. Else if n is equal to 1, then you'll have return 1. Ayan. Okay, else, then you'll have this. Okay, and you have return Fibonacci n minus 1. And so we have here, class, we have Fibonacci, no, of 5. Okay? Sorry. So we have Fibonacci of 5. Yan natin, ha. Okay, so the Fibonacci of 5 is 5. Tingnan natin anong nangyari, class. Bakit ganon? Let me open it, no? Subok nga ako ng ibang app para mahirap kasi sa Paint eh. Medyo, alam niyo yun, pa-alt-tab ako, pero let me just show you this one. Ayan. So we have the Fibonacci of 5. Paano nangyari yon? Tingnan natin using the source code here. Okay. So we have the main function. Okay. So we have the main function here. And tinawag niya si function Fibonacci, which is basically, and here is having the value of 5. Ayan. Is 5, okay, is 5 less than or equal to 0? Is 5 less than 0? It's false. Is 5 equal to 1? Siyempre, it's false. Therefore, sabi niya, return Fibonacci n minus 1, okay, and Fibonacci n minus 2. Okay, so anong ibig sabihin nun, class? We cannot return yet. Kasi dalawang question mark ang pinapagawa sa atin. Okay? Dalawang question mark. We do not know yet what to add, both of them. Parang yun nangyari kanina, we do not know what to multiply with our left operand. Ganun din ang nangyari dito. We cannot multiply. So they are both question mark. And so, since we have that, no, they are both question mark, what is n minus 1 here? Okay? Ang n minus 1 dito, class, okay, is we have Fibonacci of 4. Ayan. So we have 4. And then dito, no, for this question mark that we have here, we have Fibonacci of n minus 2. Okay? What is 5 minus 2? It's 3. Oh, we have, ayan. So we have 3. We have 3. Okay? So itong na to, class, makikita natin, Itong circle na to, okay? This one. Yung circle na yan, okay, para dito sa n-1. Itong circle na to, okay, yan. Para yan sa question mark natin na n-2. Kaya ang nangyari, 4 tsaka 3. Ganyan siya. Okay? And basically, what happened here, okay, so we have a connection dito. Ito yung main. Yan yung main. Tinawag natin si Fibonacci of 5. And nangyari dito is 4 and 3. So we have to consider the whole program again. Okay? Are you still with me, class? Kanina pa ako nagdi-discuss. Are you still with me? Okay. So makikita natin dito, class, 4 ang Fibonacci natin. Is 4 less than or equal to 0? It's false. Is 4 equal to 1? It's false. Oh, di ba? Ito ulit tayo. Nandito ulit tayo. No? Manganganak na naman ng dalawa. Kaya yan yung medyo mahirap dito sa ano natin, sa example natin dito. Pero we have to understand how it happened. Ano? So, in our case here, pinapa-add tayo ng dalawa na naman. Plus, that we do not know. O, tingnan natin sa kabila sa 3. Okay, separately. Ang n natin sa 3. Is 3 less than or equal to 0? It's false. Is 3 equal to 1? It's false. Biruin mo, pinapa-add na naman tayo ng dalawa nang hindi natin alam ano yung i-add natin. Kasi hindi pa tayo tapos. Okay? And so, with that, let's now try to look what is n-1 here. What is n-1? 4 minus 1, technically, it's 3. So, ito yung 3. Okay? Para sa second question mark, what is 4 minus 2? And basically, we have 2. Oh, ang lalim na pala nung 5 na ginawa natin, no? 5 lang yun, ha? Okay. So, this is 2. So, punta tayo dito, ha? Lagyan natin ng text. Ito yung 2. Is 3 less than or equal to 0? False. Is 2 less than or equal to 0? False. Okay? So, ibig sabihin dito, pinapa-add na naman tayo, class. Question mark plus question mark. Okay? Dito, okay, we have question mark, okay, plus question mark. Ayan. So, anong mangyayari? No? With this in mind, kung titingnan natin, class, no? Meron na tayong dalawa dito. Ayan, no? Meron na tayo. Ito yung isa-isa diyan. And then ito, no? Ganun na naman, may isa na namang arrow tayo na galing dito, papunta dito. So, nandito na tayo sa 3. Okay, is 3 less than or equal to 0? Ano? Ang haba pala nito. Is 3 is less than or equal to 0? False. Is 3 equal to 1? False. Okay. And so, what will happen here? Okay. Mangyayari dito, di ba? Tatawagin na naman niya. n-1 and n-2. And what is n-1? E di, ito, mapapansin natin. No? Concentrate tayo dito, ha? Oh. Tinawag ko, it's 2. Ayan. Tinawag ko, no? It's 2. That is 2. Okay? Ito yan, ha? Oh, that is 2. Okay? And ito naman, what is 3 minus 2? It's 1. So, tinawag ko dito. It has a value of 1. Ito, ha? Ayan. Oops. Lagyan ko lang ng arrow para mas maintindihan nyo dito. It's 1. Hi, no? Look at this one. Is 2 less than or equal to 0? Is 2 is equal to 1? Hindi. So, pinapa-add na naman niya tayo. No? Ng dalawa, nang hindi natin alam. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, manganganak na naman to ng dalawang bilog. Kasi hindi natin alam eh. Pinapa-add ulit tayo. Okay? So, ang mangyayari nito, class, look, yung left niya, 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay? And 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay? So, ito yung dalawang bilog niya. For these two question mark here. Okay? Dito pa lang na question mark yan, ha? Okay? And then, meron pang isa dito. Ayan. O, tingnan nyo ngayon. Nasa 1 na tayo. Is 1 less than or equal to 0? False. Is 1 equal to 1 class? True, di ba? So, return 1, sabi niya. So, ibig sabihin, pag return ko dito, no, yung isang question mark dyan, 1 ang value. O, nandito na tayo sa 0. Is 0 less than or equal to 0? True. Di ba? Return 0. O, sabi niya, return 0. Ayan. O. Mawa 1 plus 0 na natin siya. Since 1 plus 0 siya class, 1 plus 0 is 1. O, na-add na natin yung nasa 2. So, ibig sabihin, ito, kaya na nating sagutin. 1 ang ibig sabihin yan. Pero dito, tingnan nyo. 1 yung nasa kanan. Is 1 less than or equal to 0? False. Is 1 equal to 1? Yes. So, return 1. Sabi niya, ibig sabihin, maa-add na natin to. 1. 1 plus 1, masasagot na natin to. Is 2. So, 2 na ang value dyan. Okay? And look, yung 2, hindi natin masasagot yan kasi may dalawa pang question mark. Okay? Kaya class, itong part na to, yan, yung part na yan, we can copy it dito sa 2 na to. Kasi yan yung mangyayari. Okay? Yan yung mangyayari doon. So, ibig sabihin, okay, yung dalawang question mark dito, ayan, no? Lagay ko na dito, ayan. Delete ko na rin to. And ilagay ko to. Tapos ilagay ko to. Ayan. Ayan. Tapos ito. Ayan. Tapos ito dito. Ayan. Ayan. Nandiyan na tayo. So, 1. Is 1 less than or equal to 0? False. Is 1 equal to 1? True. Masasagot na natin. Okay, sabi niya 1, yung left na question mark dito. Dito 0. Is n, which is 0, less than or equal to 0? Yes. Return 0. Masasagot na natin. 0 ang value dito sa question mark na yan. 1 plus 0 class, 1. May sagot na. Maa-add na natin. Okay? 2 plus 1. What is 2 plus 1? 3. Nakaakyat na tayo dito. So, ibig sabihin, class, bago natin masagot yung left na 3 sa nasa taas, ganito kalalim yung inabot natin. Okay? Ganyan kalalim. Okay? Pero did you get the idea? Paano natin nakuha yung 3 sa unang question mark? Lumalim tayo ng lumalim hanggang sa nakuha natin. So, medyo inefficient ang recursion, di ba? But, that's the way it is. That's how elegant the solution for the Fibonacci sequence. Okay? So, yung iniiwan natin na dalawang question mark, pinaprocess pa ulit. Hanggang sa mag-return silang dalawa. And look, okay, tingnan nyo. Di ba 3 yung value nito? Look at the value of 3 here. Pababa. What will it return? 2, di ba? Tingnan nyo yung part na to. Itong area na to, class. Ayan. Tingnan nyo yung part na yan. Yung 3. Ito rin yun 3. Magkakaroon din siya ng, magkakaroon din siya class ng ng 3, 2, 1, 1, 0. Ito, pakita ko sa inyo. Ay. Ayan. Pakita ko sa inyo, ha. Kung ito yung natin. Ayan. Yung part na yan, okay. Kinopy and paste ko kasi yung 3, di ba? Kasi ganun din yan. Ayan. Okay. Ayan nyo, ha. Ito yung para dyan sa question mark na yan. Okay? Then, ito yung para sa question mark na yan. 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 So, makikita natin, 1 plus 0, di ba? 1 plus 0 is 1. O, masasagot na natin to, class. Okay? Ang sagot nitong unang question mark dito, 1. Eh, yung kabila, 1. It will return 1 also. Okay? So, ang masasagot na natin dito, 1. Eh, 1 plus 1, 2. Ang masasagot na natin dito, 2. 3 plus 2. Okay? 3 plus 2 is 5. Kaya that's why, 5 ang sagot natin sa main. Pero ganito yung nangyari, no? Yan yung nangyari, class, when you have that recursive solution for Fibonacci. Okay? So, yan ang Fibonacci sequence. Kaya, when we were able to run this program, makikita nyo, ang sagot, 5. Okay, pero ang nangyari sa kanya, bakit niya na-solve yan? This one. O, nakita nyo na yung tatahakin nyo sa algo next term. Di ba ganyan? Yeah, that's why you have to understand, no? You have to understand the basics of the Fibonacci series, okay? So yun lang, no? That's what I wanted for you to learn from this. And yeah, we'll just continue next meeting about the recursive call. Okay? Are you still with me?
Yes po, sir.
Yeah. Eh, sana naintindihan ninyo. Okay? But, siguro ang pinakahuling pilin ko na lang sa inyo na when you're talking about recursion, try to review ano yung nangyari dito sa Fibonacci sequence natin. And all I wanted to say is that when you have a recursive call, merong kang iniiwan, kaya naka-question mark pa yung mga iniwan natin. And sinosolve natin siya isa-isa. Okay? And for that, ang tawag dyan in Algo is the divide and conquer approach. Okay? You try to solve smaller problems one at a time. Pag nakita mo na yung solution, you move up to another, no? That's a solution to a bigger problem, so you have to move up again. Okay? So let me check your attendance.